So today I'm going to be taking down a cherry tree. It's actually a pretty good size one, and I thought I'd flip the camera on here and take you guys along for the ride. So this is it, and it's got some size to it. It's definitely dead. I think it had just died this past summer, and I can see by the white mold growing on it, this tree's starting to decay and it's gonna fall over. And I have an old abandoned house here that doesn't really matter if I hit it or not. I'm gonna try to just miss the corner there. I do have some power lines in the distance there, but they're far enough away that I don't think they'll cause any problems. I'm hoping there isn't any steel in this tree, because in this one you can see a little bar growing through those two trees right there, and this one's just right here. So I'm hoping there's not going to be any steel here that I'm going to be hitting, because I just put a new chain on my saw, and that would kind of be a bummer if I just hit a chain, or if I just hit a piece of steel or nails or something along those lines. And see, I'm going to try to miss this place if I can. It's definitely got some size to it. It's not a little tree. It's probably, I don't know, 14-ish inches at the base there, maybe a little more. But I'm trying to drop it out in here, and if I had to guess, that top branch right there, it'll probably hit right about here where I'm standing. And I'm going to try to set the camera up somewhere around here so you guys can kind of see. What I'd like to do is put it out by the road here, and you can just watch the whole tree come down. But I've got a new chain on the saw. I've got it all gassed up and oiled up. The new chain, I'm hoping the chain isn't going to stretch while I'm doing this. So we'll see how this goes. I've got my brother's Sears Suburban in the trailer there. It should just be one load to haul this tree away. And since I now have a ladder and a milling chainsaw, I think I'm going to mill this into boards. It's a shame it kind of bends here, so I'm thinking probably cut it right about at where that right there, cut it right there, and then I can get another good long couple of boards going up to the top, and the rest of that will be probably just firewood. I know those branches they don't have very much weight, and they're pretty light. This is, from what I can tell, I'm pretty sure this is a cherry tree. So hopefully this thing goes pretty good. I'm sure all the branches, once they hit, they'll all shatter, and then I'll have a big mess to clean up. But I do mow underneath this, and that's kind of another reason for me to cut it down. It's definitely past its prime and on its way out. So I wanted to get this before it totally starts rotting. So first things first, I'm going to clear out some of this brush around this tree, so I have a clear escape route if need be. Boy, that sure made quick work. So here we go. I'm going to try to get the tree to fall closer to the building, or rather close. Probably just missed that gutter right there. Okay, so this is my first voiceover on Power Director, and I hope this goes alright. So do not try this at home. Don't ever try this. Don't ever attempt this. You know, this is just kind of for your enjoyment. I was even wondering if I shouldn't even put this up on YouTube, just because I know there's going to be people that are going to make fun of me for doing this. So I did manage to miss the gutter. However, I just dropped the tree on the other side of the gutter, not the side that I wanted it to go on. But the cool thing about this is the tree was up in the air a little bit, which actually made for really easy cutting. You know, I didn't have to roll the tree or anything. And the neighbor had come over and was kind of surprised that I had dropped it on the roof. There it goes. Oh, man. Oh, well. You know, I guess you live and learn. I will try to do a better job of notching the tree and making sure I have the wedge where it should be. But I definitely did have the wedge pointed more towards where the tree fell, and I was trying to miss those wires. I was a little worried about being closer to the wires than I had thought, and hey, it is what it is. You know, you live and learn. I'm kind of laughing here, kind of surprised I did that. I'm a little embarrassed about this, but, you know, we don't really care about the cottage, so it's all good. Well, that didn't quite go as planned, but that's okay. We don't really care about this building, so if the tree fell on it, it's no big deal, trust me. It was funny, this is my dad's building. This is just an abandoned cabin. And he said, oh yeah, if you want to drop a tree on it, you can. Namely this one, or this one. Oh man. But that's okay. He's not gonna care, and I'm not gonna care. But you can see I did have the stump, or the wedge, cut sort of in this vicinity, just about right where it drops. Oh man, that's funny. So I'm gonna clean this thing up. So here I'm trying to figure out the best place to cut this tree up into pieces. Where it bends there, I'm trying to cut it right where it bends so that I can try to increase the length of the boards and some of the number of boards and the length of them. I probably could have cut it down just a little bit further down, and then I probably would have gotten, maybe a foot or a foot and a half longer logs on the left of the screen here. And I cut from the top first, and then cut up from the bottom, and you'll see here that the tree drops without pinching. And actually the tree, I could tell it was wanting to slide back over to me when it broke. So I eventually tried to pull the saw out of the cut here, and it actually stalled, and I refired it, or started it back up again, and came around from the other side. And now I put my face shield down. You know, I'm still getting used to wearing all this safety gear. And it finally does drop. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, and you can see if I was standing there, that tree would have hit me. So now I get to figure out how I'm gonna cut up on top. The roof wasn't very stable where I was standing, so this definitely was a little dangerous. And again, I don't advise anybody to do this. Don't try this. Don't attempt this. So here I get I think this is a counting line PV I have, just a 2-piece one. I actually had to do some welding on the 2 pieces because they screw together, and every time you'd use it, it would loosen up. So I actually just welded the 2 pieces together, and you can see this PV works pretty good, and it is very handy for me to roll these logs. This log in particular here had a decent sized bow to it, and I'm just trying to get it to stick into the wood, and I'm trying to work the log away from the building so that I can get access up to the other top that's on the roof, and then I can continue from there. But boy, I'll tell you, man, it's amazing. Having a PV is so handy. I don't know what I would do without it. You can see the creek in the background here. This piece of property is actually pretty high up. It has an absolutely gorgeous view. If we were to clear out some of those trees in the background there, we would have a really, really nice view of the creek. The creek makes a bend at this property, so you can stand there and you can see both sides of the creek, to your left and to your right. It's actually pretty neat. So we got the whole tree loaded up into the trailer, the entire tree in one load. There you go. And that's my brother's Sears Suburban up there, a custom 10XL. Pretty sweet. A lot of those logs I think I'll put into or run them through the mill on the chainsaw. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.